Hello and welcome back, my fellow gunnery students of Nuln. Heir of Carthage here, and I'll again be your professor today as we spread the smell of powder throughout the old world. The smell of powder and success, that is, or at least we hope it's continued success. Right now we're doing quite well. The Imperial Authority is prospering, and I would imagine that that will continue to grow as we are able to continue to turn Imperial Authority. So pretty pleased with the way things are going. We are starting to build up a little money. We have access to Volkmar now, and we can start using him. I had considered placing him in command of this army, and I might still do that, but I might just build him his own army as we start to clip up some income here, which we will. We've got this gold mine that's going to be coming online, and we have other sources of income that should soon be coming in as well. I would say we're in a pretty good position. Kislev has our northern flank pretty well secure. Karl is off to our west. He's still fighting, but he's in pretty good shape. The main threat I would say we have is incursions from the World Walkers, which I should be able to handle at this point. We also have a war that just kicked off with the Bloody Hands. They haven't come through the pass yet, but we will need to keep an eye on them very soon. I had Elspeth down here kind of holding down the crossing at Helmgart. When High Elf Batman and Alariel showed up, I was kind of hoping we could count on those two to clear out the rest of Grom's forces here, but I still see Grom here, although he does look a little beat up, so they may be accomplishing that to some degree. I'm going to rebuild the fort, and I'm going to potentially move Elspeth through and go ahead and kill the, like, if I can get to Montfort, I'll take it, and then maybe hand it to Eltharion, for instance, in order to just secure, like, an agreement with him. So that might be one way we can go, or I could hand it to, say, like, Durthu or someone else. So we have options, potentially, and how to deal with those. We still need to get our gunnery school all the way upgraded to the Academy of Excellence. I might add the Academy of Gunpowder Excellence. We still have to do 2 more gunnery school updates, and we're going to need quite a few schematics for that, but we still have that. And then we have to use the Spirit Barrage and finish constructing the Nuln Gunnery School. The Nuln Gunnery School, as a reminder, in order to construct that, we have to be at a Tier 5 city-state building here in Nuln. So I have built these farms, and that should help increase growth in the area around Nuln, so that we can continue that off. We're up at 2. We're going to need 4 before we can upgrade to city, and then we're going to need 5, of course, to get to city-state. So I'm going to start pushing those, and we will see what we can get done here, hopefully in a big hurry. I have multiple quest battles that need to be fought. Like, if we take a look around the map, we should see some of those. I guess it depends on where they're at. Actually, we could go find them here in the objectives. We have Death's Timekeeper as one that we can teleport to. And if so, let's just go ahead and fight it now. So we're up against Gulator Hellreek. I guess that's quite a statement about how long it's been since he's taken a shower. He does have a couple of Hell Cannons, which normally I would be a little bit concerned about, but between our Great Cannon and our Hellstorm Rocket Battery, pretty sure we're going to make short work of them. But let's go ahead and fight this one. I'm going to stick this Everwood root onto our Empire Captain so that he can have the effects of its replenishment. It had been on Ulrika, but she changed armies. Let's jump into this one, folks.
These harbingers of chaos bring nothing but death and destruction to our lands. These souls may be lost, but I shall not cower while the slaughter continues. I know not what demonic horrors await beyond their portals, and I do not plan to find out. Their sacrificial rites must end now! My pale scythe will see to it, one way or another. Either it cleaves their cultist in twain to halt the foul magics of his ritual, or weakens the waiting demons by ending his victims' misery. Whatever the outcome, we will soak this battlefield in blood, and the winds of Shaiish shall blow a gale. Virtue demands we spare them no mercy.
Well, I figured you all would appreciate a cinematic battle here, as this one is going to involve a lot of gunfire, a lot of dragon lasers, magic, and destruction of chaos. So here you go, up close view. I've got my cannon opening fire and my rockets opening fire on the Chaos Hell cannons, and they, of course, are within range of me. There was no way to deploy without them being in range. But check it out, my Hawkland long rifles are also in range of the enemy, which is working out well, so I've gathered their attention. My cannon just scored some good hits on their Hell cannon. And I'm going to use Elspeth to come on up here, and we have to target the enemy, what is it, Allurus? No, Cultist. So target them I did. The massive dragon lasering there. And I'm going to follow that up with a Spirit Leech. One Hell Cannon has been rendered non-functional. The other one is still functional, unfortunately. The rockets do a lot of damage to it, and the land ship is firing at it as well, but it's going to take time to finish that off. Meanwhile, Chaos decided that they should rush my position, and I'm using my Pistoliers, though I did forget about them for a moment, so now I've turned on the Skirmish, but I'm going to try and lure in these Marauders and kill them. Gulator Hellreek, of course, though he can be smelled across the battlefield, is really no threat to us at the moment. I'm kind of just waiting with Elspeth to be able to finish this, kind of just charging up some winds and magic. There's really no reason to rush here. As the enemy approaches me, they will be cut down in an absolute hail of mortar fire and bullets, rockets, everything else we can throw at them, and it really should be quite entertaining. You can see here the Pistoliers working these Marauders and luring them ever closer to the loving embrace of my Free Company militia, which that will be entertaining to say the least. But with the two Hell Cannons down, I can now kind of fire. Well, you can see my rockets now targeting units out in the distance. Kind of weird. Something on this map is causing a weird frame drag every now and then, which is strange because for the most part my frames are up at 90 or higher while the battle's going on, but I can feel it stutter every now and then. So here comes the two giants. They're going to charge our lines again. This is not going to work out. Oh my gosh, that would have taken his leg off. Whoo! I think that was grape shot to the face there. That had to hurt. No, it may not have been grape shot. It was something. Someone's firing grape shot. I thought oh no, I think I have my steam tank and the cannon is firing grape shot, I think, right now. Yeah, because the range is reduced. But both giants are taking a savage beat down here. Let's check out these Marauders that are attempting to get into point-blank range with me. The amount of gunfire is extreme as they draw closer, and there's going to be some point-blank pistol shots here too. And those Marauders will come in, and they will try to fight, but they're not going to last long. They're also being hit by my Pistoliers from over the lines. We have one giant down, and then the other one becomes our target, and he's going to go down as well, so neither giant can do anything to us. Elspeth, in the meantime, went over, dropped another dragon laser on the Cultist of Khorne, and then also used some physical attacks here to finish this off. So the units that were about to be forced through the ritual have been freed, and so we've taken care of the Cultist of Khorne. The next one up is going to be, the Nurgle Sorcerer, and then we'll go after Tzeentch. There was a timer on during the battle, and you had a certain amount of time to get to these before they were able to complete a ritual, which I'm assuming was going to summon more units to the battlefield. I'm just going to ignore those Furies. They're really not of any great concern to me. I'm going to move up my troops where they can be closer and cause more damage. Gulator is just kind of hanging out up here. Rather than kind of leading an attack and attempting to push me back, he decided that maybe just sitting still was the best thing to do. So as much as he smells, he also smells when it comes to tactics. Yeah, like I said, I guess they're gonna put these guys into some kind of ritual or sacrifice them. I don't know what it is. But Elspeth is having none of it. You can see the Furies furiously attempting to stop her there, though it's not going to work. And our Nurgle friend here is about to learn a new definition of pain and suffering at the hands of an amethyst wizard. The Furies are going to catch up, and they will fight me, but they will have little, if any, effect in total, so I'm going to let the dragon rip into them, and you can see that our enemies potentially going to come towards us here. There's the units that I freed from the thing, the, whatever you call it, the ritual. They're fighting, and then over here, some of Gulator's forces came forward. It's a good thing they brought shields. Unfortunately for them, the shields won't entirely stop bullets, but I think it's a good first step. It also won't stop steam tanks, by the way. And boy, we're going to be cleaning all the little chaos bits off the grill of the steam tank for weeks now. But we did clean those guys up, and we've basically laid waste to him. I do have the pistoliers up here as well. Let's go take a closer look. Gulator is cutting his way down to this position. I got rid of one Fury. There's another one headed my way, and I'm just dropping these spirit leeches on the what do you call it? The Nurgle cultist there that we have to get rid of to end the rituals. And speaking of ending things, Gulator's forces finally beat down that tiny force of troops that I freed. I'm sure they're very proud of themselves, and now they're going to come face to face with a man and his mechanical steed, which is prancing laughingly at their sorry attempts to stop us. While we point a multi-barreled gun in their direction. I love the mechanical steeds. Those are so cool. This is going to be ugly here, too. Ugly in a good way. I'm going to let my engineer kind of rip these guys up a little bit, and then we'll fall back and just destroy them. I don't have my artillery firing right now. I think it might still be moving into position. If it does get in position, this is going to end very, very quickly here. Yeah, you can see that here comes those forces of chaos now taking fire. Let's go check in with Elspeth. She finished off the Nurgle cultist in melee, and there's only one left. That's going to be the Tzeentch cultist, but again, there's a bunch of Furies on us here, but not a big deal. Those great swords are now free to assist us, and assist us they are. And then it looks like the forces of Gulator were surprisingly, I know, very surprisingly, savagely cut down and destroyed. So shocking. Let's go on to our last bunch of forces over here. They're actually under artillery fire, and I've moved up over here with my pistoliers, my tank. Oh, let's get a quick look at the land ship up here, the Wonder of Ages. Might as well. A steam-powered land ship, definitely a sight to behold. I love the hand cannons on there, too. Are those like... They look like the grenade outriders. Is that what they actually are? I'm gonna have to watch this up close. See what it does if they get within range of someone. If those are grenade outriders, that would be amazing. For now, though, I'm just gonna run over a bunch of guys, which, of course, might as well. I'm trying to see him actually launch something down in here. Looks like all of them routed before I could do so. We're not too close to fire the cannon, though, and launch a mortar over here. Probably cause some friendly fire while we're at it, but that's going to be the end of this battle. The cultist of Tzeentch is dead, and we have stopped all the rituals. That was a gunpowder-fueled beatdown if I have ever seen one. Gulator Hellreek will be known as the chaos target practice, I think, throughout the histories of the old world here. I'm gonna... That was hilarious, sorry. I'm going to take the extra cash. And we finished the quest battle. So we got Death's Timekeeper here, which is a talisman. And it's going to give us extra winds of magic. Power reserve, it says +3 per turn. And it gives us this direct damage spell. Ooh, very nice. 2 uses, so it's going to bind that to us. And we get perfect vigor. So that's a pretty sweet upgrade. One that I will gladly take. And it gave us a nice treasury gift there as well for completing the mission. Not to mention the skill points. So speaking of skill points, we finished off Lightning Strike. There's no more to do in that regard. We're going to do Soul Blight, Doom and Darkness, and Evasion. We are very soon to open up the Purple Sun and Fate of Buna, which will just continue to make Elspeth even more powerful. I mean, she is very satisfying to play in campaign, in my opinion. because she's just, I mean, it's satisfying. You level her up, and you feel like you're getting a reward for the work and for the winning the battles and stuff like that. And to me, that's what makes a campaign fun. The reward feels worth the effort you put in. She becomes more powerful. Your gun units become more powerful. I like this type of gameplay personally in a campaign. Really, no matter who the faction is. And it's because I feel like it's just kind of the way that gameplay should be in general. Rewards the player as you go, and you know, it doesn't mean you can't have challenges late game, so that'd be totally fine. For instance, you know, like the way they have it set up where you can set up like apocalyptic events and other stuff like that. I like that because again, that gives you the ability to tinker with the end game and maybe have some challenges that pop up late, so it doesn't just turn into an immediate steamroll or something like that. But I certainly enjoy the build up and enjoy the fruit of your labor type aspects that you get, especially with the way that this campaign has been organized. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, Blight of Skaven, Dragon Slayer. That's actually pretty cool. Heavy arrow ammunition would be useful. And there's Beast Slayer. Let's start working on some of these skill points. Battle healing cap. That's pretty cool too. If we had someone who did healing magic here, we get a ward save and immune to psych for the entire army. Wow. That's a really good buff there too. Plus there's another increased mobility skill point that we can throw here with the meal. So we get some very nice skill points coming along. Do we see... I still don't see the Bloody Hands down here advancing on our position. So I'm going to start running through and making upgrades where I can. I could upgrade Dotternbach or Wissenberg, but I'd prefer not because I'm trying to wait for the growth. So what I'm going to do is move through some of my other territories, and ultimately what I'm looking for first is, can I build more trade goods or make some more, you know, easy money? So I'm just going to look at some of these. I don't believe that's the case with most of these. This would be a nice upgrade here for us, though. And some of you might be saying, Larry, you can upgrade these weaving houses to clothiers. We could, and it's not bad. It's 125 income per turn, but it's 1750 spin, which means it's over 10 turns till it pays back. At some point, I will upgrade those. They're just not high on my list of upgrades. But like, for instance, if I upgrade this to a town, I can then get more timber out of the lumber yards and stuff like that as well. So that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. Castle Drakenhof needs a little more growth here. So I could go ahead and upgrade Eschen here and get more wine resource. So there we go. I feel like that's a good spin of our money. We're upgrading some key settlements. We could have also built a Garden of Moor. I don't think I'm in desperate need for a Garden of Moor. I keep using this trade tariff buff because I love how it helps me make more money all around the faction. There's no other moves for us to make this turn. We do have enough schematics to make an upgrade in the armory. And we have the option of going for the mortar upgrades. I think the rocket or the land ship upgrades would be the most... I'm going to just go with rockets first.
There are few deadlier
so again, now we're up to 6 of 7 upgrades, so we're working our way through nicely towards the total. We could also use those schematics to unlock more amethyst units, which I absolutely want to do, but for now, I need to be doing the upgrades. And let's go ahead and end a turn and see what happens. Durthu ends his non-aggression pact with me. That's actually kind of irritating. I don't know why he's doing that. I guess just because we're near and we're large. I need to find some way to get him to not... I don't want him to waste time with us fighting him, because that ultimately would be a massive waste of time. I'm going to hit Montfort. And then I'm going to use Montfort to either... I might use Montfort to buy off Eltharion. And then if we do get another shot at Grom, I could use that to maybe buy off... yeah, let's go ahead and take Montfort.
The Empire expands.
Then I feel like if I could hit Paravon...
Good for that.
Yeah. Yeah, let's leave it like this. I'm going to keep Montfort for this turn. I'm not interested in keeping it long run. But I'm going to keep Montfort. I'm going to hit Paravon. And then I'm going to try and hand one to Eltharion and the other to Argwalon and see if we can kind of buy ourselves into their good graces. I really would rather have them hold up my southern flank here, Because, I mean, if we want to achieve an ultimate victory faster on the campaign, we can certainly capture everything on our own and go down that route. But if we wanted to do it faster and more efficiently, then we can basically get people to help us do it, which is what I'm hoping to accomplish here. Okay, we got the Cinnabar money. Look at what our income did when we finished that gold mine. And we got the Cinnabar mine. We got lots of good stuff going, so we're going to start making significantly more income. We can increase our log output here. Probably want some growth here as well. Let's go ahead and move this army. This army would probably be well used to keep the World Walkers out of our business here. And then this other army I'm sending to assist Karl Franz in ensuring that he does not get overrun by the Barrow Legion or other enemies. So we're essentially going to help the Emperor keep his power. Let's see, Elspeth's hero here. Let's go with Scarred Veteran.
Shaiish empowers me.
Shaiish does empower us. Let's go with Bandolier.
Von Draken.
And we can finally unlock the Purple Sun here. And remember, we've already got the Order of the Magisterics, so... Or the Magisterics of the Amethyst Order, I should say. So that's going to improve our ability to cast more spells. And now, let's go ahead and end another turn. I don't think I have a gunnery school upgrade that we can make. We cannot at this point. We need to earn more schematics. So let's... We got a Lord Not Move, though. I'm going to... Looks like Gorsel is about to fall back under Karl's control. Wreak Havoc. Well, I mean, if there's a mission up there, let's head that way, see if we can complete the mission. And then this will be supporting... Karl looks like he's finally getting a handle on the Barrow Legion, though. They look like they're on their last legs. Grom looks like he's probably in big trouble, because I'm assuming... Yeah, Eltharion and Avalorn are against him as well as us, so Grom is in big trouble. So this is good news for us.
All right. My master. Drużyna ready.
Military access, not really interested in that.
Anat, who calls?
All right, yeah, we're good. I don't think there's any deals that I desperately need to take. Let's end this turn. The turn in Castaldan asked us to join the war against the World Walkers, and this actually makes a lot of sense. So let's go ahead and do that, because we're about to attack them anyway. Man, on that turn in, Batman beat us to the punch here. I wanted to take this settlement and hand it to Durthu, and then I was going to hand him Montfort, but he went ahead and kicked Grom's butt and took Paravon. So I guess I'll just go ahead and hand him Montfort. I mean, getting one buyout here is better than nothing. I was hoping for a 2-for-1, but I'm going to hand him Montfort. And let's get the... It says non-aggression pact, trade agreement, military access. We'll go ahead and do all that. I was hoping it would buy us straight up an alliance, but that's going to take a little more work.
Father's name.
But one way or the other, that's going to start getting us on more friendly terms with the elves. Right now, they seem rather unfriendly towards us, probably because we are just such an enormous power that they are hesitant to be friends with us. And that's not necessarily a bad behavior on the part of the AI. Otherwise, we're going to have to just hope Durthu doesn't declare war on us. If he does, I mean, he's going to eat a hail of bullets like any other enemy that declares war on us. So... he can do so at his own risk, and I wouldn't recommend it. Let's see. Let's back it off. So things, let's maybe go ahead and make this upgrade right there real quick too. So we've got main chain buildings upgrading. We need to go attack the World Walkers. This army would take attrition though.
Sound plan.
Marching into the Chaos Waste. I need to come out of the settlement in order to get into an encamped stance. And then we're going to march our camp here towards Salzenmoon. This army really needs cannons, so we'll try and fix that on the next turn. Let's go into our missions, by the way, and see if there's any other teleport-type missions that we need to do. Objectives, and then we got missions Wreak Havoc. So this one wants us to raise or sack a settlement belonging to one of these factions. Upgrade any settlement to level 5. Construct an outpost. set up a war coordination target. Raid Karak Ziflin? I mean, is this something that I would really want to do? We only need 300 more kills with cavalry to get Theodore Bruckner. That would be cool. And then we're actually really close to getting this one. And then it wants us to build an Imperial stable as well. Doesn't look like there's any more quest adventures for us at this moment. We did finish some research, though. And I believe that was probably cavalry research. We now have artillery research as well. So I'm going to kick off the artillery research and try and complete everything within that chain. Having a lot of fun with these different researches. There's a lot of cool research here, honestly. Like a lot of it that is quite useful. Amethyst armor purchase cost minus for artillery charges and +3 amethyst unit capacity per army. Wow, that's going to be awesome too. So we'll definitely want that. I can't really afford more amethyst units at the moment, so it's not hugely important, but we do want to get there. All right, Boris Toddbringer could complete one of those missions for us here, almost. He's getting close to Wrecker's Point. And then we can go prosecute our war against the World Walkers. We probably need to be careful. I mean, the Bloody Hands could show up at near any time here, though. They don't look very powerful. Well, they do have a lot more territory. I take that back. They just don't have a lot of territory near me. So we'll keep an eye on that situation and react accordingly. Helmgart got damaged. Guess we're just going to have to repair it. All right, let's end this turn. Malachi is looking for military access. We don't have any other treatings with him, so this is a strange one to me, but I think it's probably because he's at war with the World Walkers that it might have garnered some interest. We'll just go ahead and take this just to try and spread a little bit more friendly relations around. All right, well, we can complete one of our missions here with Boris. It says it wanted us to raise or sack a settlement belonging to the Barrow Legion. Isabella von Karstein was the leader there. Leader no longer. Speed 20%. That would actually be really cool in a steam tank. And then the Griffin banner. All enemies in range. That might be a good one on Felix. All right, let's go ahead and pick the old check mark here, and it says it wanted us to raise or sack. Let's go ahead and sack it. It gets us a bunch of money, and then Carl can do what he wishes with it. So that should complete that mission. We gained regeneration from defeating Isabella. That's pretty sweet. Boris, I think, had heals anyway, doesn't he? There was our mission, so we gained +40 diplomatic relations with Reichland and some treasury. All right, so we wreaked havoc on Wrecker's Point. Oof, it's kind of a mouthful of W's there. This army should be ready to strike Salzenmoon.
To strengthen the Empire.
Salzenmoon has more supply of timbers, and Dieterschaffen has another supply of furs, all of which would be quite welcome. I don't have artillery, but the auto-resolve, it likes us, but we can't complete it because we don't have any siege attack, which is interesting. I would have thought any of our units could attack the gates or run ladders, but I think this is just part of CA's thing to make sure that, you know, bringing siege equipment actually means something. So let's go ahead and lay siege. Yeah, we're not going to take attrition while we're laying siege. Brass Keep has upgrades. Wolfenburg is upgrading. Let's look at Talabheim. Talabheim, we can build the furs market here, or fur trader, hunting camp, whatever they call it. What is this building here, Talabheim? But oh, it's the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Blazing Sun Stables and Blazing Sun Chapter House. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade Talabheim, and let's build the hunting camp here to take advantage of the fur resource. We'll certainly want that. And then let's just kind of keep looking around. How are we doing on growth in Wissenland? It's going quite well. We're getting a lot closer to growth level 4. So it's growing at a nice pace. Aberheim needs to be upgraded. We can get more pottery from Grinzat, and we can go ahead and put defenses at Grinzat as well. And let's take a look at Castle Tempelhof. Nothing terribly pressing there. Bad. I mean, we might as well upgrade Neidling. It's just tiny, so do some of these tiny settlement upgrades. It's not a terribly important building, but it would be fun to have, so we'll go ahead and work towards that. And then I'll go ahead and upgrade Krugenheim here. We'll use that all that hard-earned cash there to upgrade more of those buildings. We can make another upgrade in the gunnery school. We might as well, because the only other one we could do is we could hold out till we get 1,000 and do the upgrade on the land ships. But let's just go ahead and run the upgrade on the mortars. And that'll give us the 7 of 7. We still got to build that Nuln gunnery school, and we still got to use the Spirit Barrage. Now, to get the Spirit Barrage, we need to save up 1,000 schematics. So we need to start saving that 1,000 schematics. If we build the Nuln gunnery school, we get 750, which would take us most of the way there. But we're a long ways from being able to build that gunnery school just because of the growth and money and time requirements that are all going to be in front of us there. But that's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there soon enough. Let's go ahead with Black Powder Discipline. All right. Man, I've always liked Empire campaigns, and now I think I like Empire campaigns even more. I don't know that this is a building I need at Steingart right now, so I'm going to go ahead and run this upgrade and tear that building down and end our turn. Durthu is now ending his trade agreement with me. This is troubling indeed. He is allied with other Wood Elf factions. I guess it's just because we have such a poor relationship with him. Surely he's not dumb enough to declare war on me. I mean, if he does, like, I don't love some of his settlements, but he's got tusk here that we can trade, ivory, whatever they want to call it. There's skins there that he owns, and there's timber in the forest. I mean, I don't mind turning the Oak of Ages into timbers. That'd be fine with me. So he better be careful here. He's walking on thin ice. All right, the Barrow Legion was destroyed in that turn end, which is totally fine. Apparently, Crudenwald has received some godly wrath, I guess, for being heretics or something. I don't know exactly what the reasoning is. I'm tempted to take Elspeth over here to face off against enemies. I was thinking about doing the Garden of Moor transportation over to Sylvania. That'd probably be the quickest way to get here. Because if I go this route, it's going to be like, yeah, it's going to be like 3 turns. I mean, it's going to end up being roughly the same number of turns, I think. Let's go ahead and teleport her to, I mean, I guess we could build another Garden of Moor. And we're going to need these strategically. Right now, I have one in Altdorf, which is fine. We only have so many of them we can build. I think I'm going to go ahead and teleport to the one over here. It does cost me to teleport. And then we have to wait 5 turns before we can do it again. And we lose our movement points, unfortunately. That's going to end up basically taking the exact same amount of time to walk over here, too. Wow, that was a waste. All right, next time do the maths better in your head here. All right, our siege continues. I'm going to head over to Dieterschaffen. We are going to take attrition from chaos, but if we head this way, we should be good. Looks like old Gestalten is, or sorry, Boris. He's just confederated with Gestalten, or he got defeated and then joined Gestalten. That's probably the more likely one. So he's headed towards Longship Graveyards. This is good news. I mean, the World Walkers are in serious trouble, which means that we have a major order tide going on right now. So, and I'm a fan because it's just going to make us stronger. Let's go ahead and upgrade Essen. And building upgrades. Let's go ahead and build the outpost. We haven't built an outpost yet. We'll build one with Carl. Weissman. We cannot build one at Altdorf, unfortunately. Ooh, Grunberg has a ton of different recruitable options here. So let's construct the outpost there. That'll help us complete that mission as well, which gave us 1,000 back into the treasury. We don't have the needed schematics at the gunnery school. We did finish some upgrades, though. We could probably go ahead and do a little work here at Kappelberg and Kemperbad. I want to put defenses in these places eventually, but for now I built that building just to earn us a little bit more money. We finished our ordnance canister research, which is going to give us extra ammunition for artillery, and it reduces the recruitment cost. We're moving on to firing drills now. And we have an opportunity to attack and take Dieterschaffen here, which will give us access to yet more trade goods in the form of furs. So we're going to auto-resolve this, take over the settlement, occupy it. And I'm going to tear this building down and replace it with the one for furs. We picked up a potion of healing there, too. That's a nice pickup. And Salzenmund is going to be ready to fall into our hands. We haven't fought a whole lot of battles. I guess I'll go ahead and fight this. I don't really like siege battles with all these gun units, but you know what? We'll just make it happen. Here on the battle map, I'm going to move my Nuln Ironsides forward. I'm attacking at the corner of the walls here to keep myself out of tower fire. And I'm going to move my Nuln Ironsides up into range and try and suppress the enemies who are already on the walls. And then we'll be able to move in our towers with a degree of safety. And just picking the approach spots here. That should work. And then I've got additional units in behind all that. I could actually go tear down another gate with my cavalry. Oh my gosh, the Nuln Ironsides are owning. Sounds good to me. And of course, the Norskins don't have the range to do anything about my guns. That explosive damage actually is paying dividends here, because normally it's really hard to get anything done versus units on the walls, but I think the explosive damage is definitely helping here. Golly, man, we drove them down off the wall in a big hurry. I love it. Whatever units decide to stay there are gonna pay a pretty dear price. All right, so I'm gonna fast forward a second, get our towers up here to the walls. Are we friendly firing? No. Okay, it looks like we're not. Maybe a little, but nothing extreme where I'm gonna like destroy my own tower or anything. Now, all I've got is halberds. Halberds are definitely not the end-all be-all to melee, and so there is a certain degree of concern I have here in the fact that these guys are low armor. What I may do is take my Empire Captain and my Lord and go tear down this gate over here, and then I might go ahead and take the Reichsguard and the Demigryph Knights and go tear down this gate. And then that way I've got a couple of additional options open to me. I do have free company militia I can pull up to send in as reinforcements behind us here. Ulrika is taking fire right now. But of course, Ulrika has ways of returning the favor, and I very much intend to here just momentarily. The more blobbed up they get here, the better. Let's go ahead and return the favor here with the Pit of Shades. And then I've also got a pendulum that we can hand to these guys here. Awesome. There we go. Hand a little bit of pain and suffering. That's why we brought Ulrika to this army, was to hurt our enemies, and hurt our enemies we shall. All right, so I've got my halberds on the walls. They're under a little bit of fire right now. I'm starting to tear down the gates. The AI is acting like they don't want to come up here and fight me on the walls, like they'd rather just sit here and throw crap at me. Which, it's an interesting and rather bold decision. Because if I take the time to put some Ironsides up here and they don't come on the walls, I could do a lot of damage. I'm going to actually start climbing the ladders with my free company. How are we doing on the gates? The gates are going to come down soon enough. So these Norskins' days are numbered here, I believe. But again, I don't want to overextend myself too hard down into the fight on the ground, because we might very well lose that. But by the time my lords and my cavalry break through, we should be able to support that fight and support it quite well. It's a slow process on this gate for whatever reason. I half wonder if it's my Demigryph Knights would do better. Now they're tearing into it pretty good. Now we're getting a little bit of progress. I think the other gate with my leaders is going to fall first. We are taking some good damage, as I would expect from some tough Norskin melee units. I'm going to try and send my Witch Hunter over here to help kind of debuff these guys as best I can. Yeah, we're taking significant damage now from Marauder Berserkers. So I'm going to I'm gonna kind of plow into melee as best I can over here. We may have gotten ourselves a little bit overextended. Can I do a pendulum on the wall? Unfortunately, no. That would be way too much fun. Let's throw it down here. Is the gate open yet? I feel like that gate's open. All right. Let's bring our Lord up here to assist.
Raise your weapons!
And are we open gates over here? No, but we're close. No, we're about halfway through. Okay. All right, well, regardless, my Lord is over here. I'm going to actually bring Ulrika through this gate as well. Our Null and Ironsides are actually getting a few pot shots in here where the opportunity arises, so that's useful. Let's bring that Witch Hunter on over into this melee. All right, now we've got more attention here. They're going to pull some of their units to face off against my Lord and Empire Captain. Awesome. And my cavalry taking their sweet, sweet time to bust down that gate. I'm going to give them another attack order. Yeah, there they go. It's like they slow down or get stuck or too crowded in there or something. I don't know what the case is, but see if we can keep them focused here. Tear that gate down. All right, our Lord's doing good. Ulrika should be ready. And my Lord and his captain have pulled together a nice little blob here, which we will punish with the old Pit of Shades shenanigans. Perfect. Worked out beautifully. Let's go check the gate again over here because I really need to get through the gate. Down to 3,900 hit points. We definitely have some halberds and other units that are a little bit worse for wear. Got a lot of magic here with Ulrika, though. So I'm going to spread the pain out. There we go. We've got many units in the process of routing now. How are we doing on the gates, please? Man, I should have sent these guys over here like 15 minutes ago. They are still tearing through. And it looks like we have started to turn all these fights over here. With Ulrika's presence helping, as well as my Lord and Captain. We are still fighting some Marauder Berserkers over there and having quite the fight out of it. I'm going to take these two units. They keep fighting. Our Witch Hunter has done well to come up here and assist, though. That's kind of helped turn that fight around a little bit. I think we were kind of losing that until he showed up. Oh my gosh, is this gate ever going to be open? 600. 5. Come on. 4. 3. 2. Right, battle's over before we tear the gate down. Awesome. There we go. Finally made it inside. All right. We win. But we learned a few... I say we learned. Kind of a few reminders here. Number one, Norska is pretty good against your melee infantry. Big surprise, right? However, Norska is not very good when they're getting shot in the face or crushed with magic. And, yeah, just a reminder for anybody who had forgotten how things work. We did pick up a Pegasus for our Lord, so he'll be able to get around the battlefield a little more effectively. We've got a Temple of Sigmar here, which actually will get rid of a lot of this corruption. This building's not really going to provide us with any units we're going to recruit, so there's really no point in owning it. I do want the Woodsman's Hut. And so we have now taken control of Nordland and can issue a commandment here, which will further increase our trade domination, which is indeed becoming dominant. I am going to build this for only 1,000 gold. We get an increase of 200 gold per turn, so that's a 5-turn payback. Pretty quick, pretty efficient. And I am going to put a growth building here since we don't own any of the other territory, though we can go take Norden, which would help me, you know, kind of render control that situation a little more quickly. Elspeth can go ahead and start marching towards Blackfire Pass.
To imperial glory.
Actually, Karak Dromar is the closest
Carrion crows follow. An army
It's the
marches.
closest spot for us to get some punches in on the Dancing Green Prophet over there. How's Nuln doing? Nuln is growing nicely. We need to save a little bit of cash, actually. Maybe not exactly this turn, but soon, because we're going to want to upgrade Nuln. It's going to be quite pricey to make that upgrade. When the time comes, take a look at Brasskeep. Oh, we can max out our Cinnabar output. 45 ounces of Cinnabar here, and it increases a little bit of income, so we'll do that. And speaking of, since we keep bringing more and more trade goods online, let's just go back into the quick deal. Just do a quick check here. Yep, the Masters of Innovation now want a trade agreement, and want it rather badly. In fact, they want a military alliance, and I like this. They are not at war with anybody that I would be upset being at war on, so I'm going to go ahead and offer this and secure the deal with Malachi. So the two new characters here
At your service.
getting together for
Ready.
a most welcomed alliance of gunpowder and inventions, though it looks like Archaon might be pushing a little bit here on Mount. Oh my gosh, he's got 3 thunder barges. I wish I could take control of this army and fight that battle myself. That would be entertaining. That is a tremendous amount of ammunition and strength there. Malachi is not far away. He's heading back in as reinforcements, but boy, he's got a fight going with Archaon, so that should be interesting, to say the least. Well, folks, that is going to be it for this episode. I feel like we have accomplished a good deal. As per usual, we've gotten a lot of infrastructure started building. We've won some important battles, and speaking of, we're going to take a little bit of extra cash right here as well. We're going to increase our timber output. So yeah, we're going to continue to grow in power. On the next episode, we'll focus on getting Volkmar an army, and we'll deploy him on one of the fronts, wherever you all think that he would be the most fun. And give me some ideas down in the chat. HeirofCarthage signing up for now, and I will see you all soon with some more action in the Elspeth Von Draken campaign.